We are going to continue with the novel The Vendor of Sweets by R.K. Narayan. When he came home and waited in his room for his wife's company, she was busy elsewhere. He sulked and quarreled with her or pretended to be absorbed in his studies when she came. Now we are studying about the marriage of Jagan, and he's thinking about his old memories and when he got married and when he was a newly married person, how what was his life, what were his experiences, and as it happens in a joint family that the daughter-in-law, she has to fulfill all her duties and she has to do the household work, and then only she can come to rest. So Jagan used to wait for his wife, and all these memories he's recalling. His wife always liked to have him in a pleasant mood and would yield to his inordinate demands. His father rebuked him when he found him indifferent to his studies. His mother commented, "A son is a son until the wife comes." His sister called him stranger. His wife requested him not to create embarrassment for her. His elder brother advised him to spend some of his time with the members of the family. However, he did not care for anyone. Jagan and Ambika had been married almost 10 years now. He had failed repeatedly in the intermediate and was now failing in the BA class. There was no sign of his becoming a father. His brother had moved out and his sister was married. The big house had become silent. Ambika's mother-in-law snubbed her for not bearing a child and not bringing a gold belt. Ambika told Jagan of his mother's snubbing, and if she had a child, she would have nothing to comment. They told each other that their families were not infertile. Jagan's devotion, they told each other that their families were not infertile. So we see that the situation is a very painful situation for the both of them, as they did not become parents for a very long time. Then there were certain doubts and questions from their families, but they had this belief that they would have their own child one day, and that happened also when they were blessed with Mali. Jagan's devotion to bed had diminished lately. He would often roll a carpet, take a pillow, and go out to sleep on the veranda. When his wife returned from her father's house, he would give her passionate attention for a week running. He had read in a book that nature had never meant sex to be anything more than a means of propagation of the species. Moreover, seminal waste and nervous exhaustion reduced one's longevity, the essence of all achievement being celibacy and conservation. It had become imperative for him to produce a child. Ambika herself was beginning to crave for one. When she saw him rolling up his carpet, she said rather bitterly, "Why don't you go and sleep at the foot of Lawley's statue? It must be much cooler there." Then he would stay with her for the night. One day, Jagan's father wanted to take Jagan and Ambika to Sanatana Krishna temple. A visit to it was the only known remedy for barrenness in women. So, students, in this way, we see that the family of Jagan is a bit worried that he has not been blessed with a child yet, and so many years have passed since his marriage, and his father decides to take him to Sanatana Krishna temple, and it is believed that if a barren woman goes there and she prays to Lord Krishna for child, then that couple is blessed with a child. So in this way the story is progressing, and we get a lot of hints about the society of that time and the social norms and the relationships that were there and the traditional setup, the family setup that was there in those times. And in a very interesting way, the writer has presented them. So we'll study further in our next class. That is all for today. Thanks.